2, the Battle of the Bridge, all set to get underway at bantamweight. Here comes Jack Hughes. Josue Morales is already waiting in the ring to get us underway, and we've got a brilliant atmosphere. We're thrilled to be here. Paul Dempsey on commentary duty, to be joined tonight by Spencer Oliver, captain of Team GB, and the one and only Roy Jones Jr.
From Chelsea FC, this is the Transatlantic Clash, brought to you by Dennis Thompson and Steve from Promotions in association with the Fight Academy and Fight Zone. It's the Battle at the Bridge. The fights are sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control. Officials in attendance are the area representative Nigel Thomas, along with Des Reese, supported by Gary Mudd, Terry Fleming, and Christian Scott Williamson. The bell is about to ring. Let the battle begin. All right, fans. 5 rounds of boxing in the bantamweight division. Fighting out of the blue corner. And he's weighing in 115 pounds. Wearing black trunks and gold trims. A record of 31 wins, 17 losses, 4 draws. From Houston, Texas, Josue. Record 10 wins, 4 losses, and 1 draw. From London, Jack Hughes. Our referee is Hughes.
Amy Pooh is the referee for the first of 5 fights. Transatlantic Clash number 2 here tonight at Stamford Bridge. And we're all set to get underway.
Round 1.
Jack Hughes representing Team GB or UK, take your pick, in against Josue Morales, Josue Morales from Houston, Texas. Morales is a southpaw. He's got the black trunks with the gold trim. What an historic initiative. Thrilled to be part of this tonight. Delighted to be invited, actually, as we break new ground here in the West Stand, the stage in one of the most famous of all London sporting venues, of course, but unlike Wembley Stadium, old and new, Highbury in the old days, or the Emirates now, the home of Tottenham Hotspur, old and new, White Hart Lane or the new stadium, or indeed West Ham, old and new, Upton Park and the London Stadium. All of those great venues have seen many big boxing occasions over the decades, and at last Chelsea joined the club over a century without boxing at the Bridge until tonight. Spencer, you set it up so well. Let's focus on Hughes' performance in these opening stages. What did you tell him, Spencer? What did you tell him?
Yeah, listen, we had that team, we had that conversation up in there, the team talk, you know, this is about the team spirit here, and that really seems to spur these fighters on, you know. Jack Hughes has had a good career, he's boxed for titles, he's been around some time, as has Morales, and I think for Jack Hughes, he was looking for something to re-stoke the fire in many ways, and he got it here with this team spirit, UK versus USA, the one that we had out in Texas in November of last year, down in Brownsville actually, was an incredible event, and the team spirit was really there. We drew 3-all, we'd done a count back, it went down to knockdowns, who was down the most, it was level again, so Roy Jones Jr. wanted to come back over here and turn me over on home soil, but Jack Hughes really fancies this one against the experienced Morales.
He seemed to take on board what you told him about making a good start, not for himself but for the team, and there are scenarios in a tight team contest tonight where every single round is going to count. We'll give you the details on that as we go tonight. So Hughes making the going, but he's a very wily operator, as Spencer alluded to there, is Morales. He's not rushing into anything. He's not falling over that extended right leg, Spencer, and making himself a big target for Hughes. He's staying tucked up, trying to keep his balance, and he's really asking Hughes to keep on making the pace, isn't he?
Yep, nice tight defence here from Morales, who's keeping his hands up well, boxing out of that southpaw stance, but you can see there The energy from Hughes, he really fancies this as well. He's trying to draw Morales in here. He's carrying that lead left hand down low, just trying to force Morales to throw that backhand, step in and make a fundamental mistake. But Morales doing the right thing, keeping composed and not taking the bait.
So thunderous applause. We've got a fantastic crowd here tonight, and it's a venue which stretches on both sides as you look. Our viewers on Talk Sport tonight may just be wondering about that, but the crowd is very deep on both sides of the ring.
Yep, tremendous turnout we've had here, and is some of the action in that first round. The opening round was quite a tight round, actually. Morales kept nice and composed. Hughes there trying to use variety, switch the shots up, and maybe just done enough to steal that first round in a very competitive one. And you just suspect that actually as this fight goes on, it could come down to the wire. Very evenly matched, and that's what we've got, Paul, through this whole event here. The 5 fights we've got some tremendous talent on from both sides of the pond. But back to this one, good start from Hughes.
So Hughes, what do you prefer, Team GB or Team UK, Spencer?
I think it's Team UK. I think we go Team UK versus Team USA.
Yes. Hughes, Team UK, green and white trunks, as persistent as they come through his career, and work rate is the key, I think, to victory for him in this fight. He's won the Southern Area title at super flyweight. It took him 3 goes to win that title, actually, and after a couple of defeats in a row, this is a chance, as Spencer has said, to restate his claims at British level in another sense. We'll focus on that also a little bit later. Morales, the southpaw, 32 years of age, never been stopped. 1 or 2 high points for him came early in his career. He actually fought at the Staples Center in Los Angeles, the fabled Staples Center, against Bam Bam Rodriguez, who of course has become one of the top 10, 15 fighters in the world, pound for pound.
Yeah, listen, I would say top 5 fighters in the world now. Bam Bam Rodriguez has gone from strength to strength, so that tells you the experience that Morales has got, and he's having a good round here, Morales, who's keeping that lead foot on the outside of Hughes, and Hughes just making a fundamental mistake by falling in just a little bit. He has to regroup, get himself back together.
Amy Pooh's having a word here. 1 or 2 little signs of frustration from Hughes' point of view, perhaps, Spencer. He has got all the tricks, hasn't he, Morales? And what's noticeable as well is the complete absence of panic here tonight in this bear pit at Stamford Bridge under the West Stand. I'm coming back to you. It's brilliant.
Absolutely. What a venue we've got here, and it is a real opportunity for these fighters. And Morales has been there, seen it, done it. As you said, you know, Staples Center, Bam Bam Rodriguez. Do you get any bigger than that? Can we get any bigger than that? So this is like water off a duck's back for him here, coming in to the Lion's Den, if you like, and that's Jack Hughes' home.
I think he's beginning to up the ante a little bit here, is Morales. 1 or 2 little suggestions that Hughes is finding. Morales hits quite hard, deceptively hard, I think.
Yep, I think that Hughes is just struggling to work Morales out in this round. He's trying to be creative. He's trying to switch downstairs and fake those shots in, but Morales just seems to be getting a bit closer in this one. And that tight guard that he's got, he's just letting those shots go. Timing is right in this one for Morales, and he may be just stealing this second round.
Hughes is getting a little bit out of shape here, isn't he, Spencer?
Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing here. He's trying to be creative, like I say, and find those openings, but in doing that, maybe just overthinking a little and allowing Morales to get off with the shots first.
Noticeably, Hughes has had to give ground on any number of occasions in this second round. Looking for that right hand down the pipe, maybe as an equaliser in the round. Same shot with a few seconds to go. Neither has landed. That one did.
Yeah, that was a good bit of success there from Hughes. He needed that one. Solid right hand through the middle. That's the key shot. But look at the response there from Morales. Comes back with a left hand of his own.
That was a fairly hot round and a really lively showing from Josue Morales.
Yeah, nice work there from Morales, who just seemed to figure Hughes out a little bit, didn't he? Kept nice and composed, hands held tight, and was just shooting, and the timing was correct. He was letting the shots go at the right time. Hughes maybe just overthinking that a little bit there, as we see some of the action in that second round. There we see Hughes there, look, trying to be creative, go downstairs and lands a beautiful right hand through the middle. But here's the response here from Morales, who's having none of it, but let some good shots of his own go.
Smart pressure from Josue Morales for most of that round. This could be a tight start to the evening, I think, Spencer. And again, Amy Poo, the referee, just wants them to tidy it up just a little bit.
Yeah, she's just trying to be firm there, Paul, isn't she? Trying to get a grip of this one so it doesn't get out of hand. It's always good that you get a referee that wants to be firm, you know, because it keeps the fighters in control.
They've got the message now. But at close quarters, Hughes is seeking to get his shoulders over Morales. He is the taller fighter. And just move him around at will. Morales is very wily and moves out of that.
Good left hand through the middle, but good response there from Hughes as well. And Hughes now just trying to step it up. You just sense he's trying to turn the screw here in this third round. He'll know this is close, and it's only a 5-round contest.
Same routine from Hughes. Trying to pin him on the rope. Uses physical power. He could be one of those guys, though, Morales, Spencer, that is deceptively strong despite his smaller frame.
Well, yeah, that's like the guy that he boxed and the guy that he lost to in Bam Bam Rodriguez. Very small, doesn't look particularly powerful, but boy is he. You know, you come from that part of the world, they're born tough. You know, I think it's in their DNA, and Morales has that in his DNA. You can see that.
He had the temerity to nick the nickname of Zurdo, the top cruiserweight star. Gilberto Ramirez apparently doesn't mind too much, thinks it's a bit of a compliment.
Yeah, you got some big shoes to fill there, that's for sure.
You've got to be good, haven't you?
Absolutely.
But he is pretty good.
He is good, but I tell you what, Jack Hughes is having a good round here. He's found that range again, he's taken control again here. He's popping out the jab and not stepping in with that, which is good. He's not falling over that, but he's found the range with that right hand, so having a better round here, Hughes.
It's pretty tight both ways.
Jab there again from him, and you're right, Paul, in what you say here. That's good work to the body from Hughes, but good response from Morales. You're right in what you say, Paul. This one, you can split them with a knife edge here. It's that tight.
But we are picking up pretty much as we left off in Brownsville in southwestern Texas in the Transatlantic Clash #1, with very competitive matches. That's what the fans have come to see tonight. That's what the fans watching with us on Fight Zone and on Talk Sport tonight. That's what they want. We're delighted to have the company of all the viewers on Talk Sport. Live boxing and hard fought boxing. Two fellas who've tasted life at championship level in their respective territories, and now looking to use this as a big platform to start moving forward in their careers again.
Another close round here from both of these guys who've been, you know, action's been swinging one way, then the other. Real seesaw of action in that round, but maybe Jack Hughes just doing enough again there to turn it back round, and maybe just in his favour, Paul. We're 3 rounds down, and these rounds have all been very close. Subjective scoring. I've got Jack Hughes 2 rounds to 1 up going into this 4th round, but this is one of those contests very, very close. Here's some of the action in that round. There we see Morales with the left hands. Hughes coming back with some good right hands of his own. This really is tit for tat, shot for shot in there at the moment, and it is what you like.
Yeah. Do you think that the results that he's dropped last time out, for example, against Jack Williams for Hughes, do you think that that's given this performance a little bit of anxiety from Hughes' point of view tonight so far, Spencer? I've got to win this.
Well, listen, speaking to Jack Hughes, that's exactly how he feels. This is now team spirit, Paul, and this is where we've taken that amateur concept. And I was speaking to Roy Jones Jr. about that, you know, when he won the silver in the Seoul Olympics and he was robbed in the final, but he was talking about, you know, that team spirit and not just wanting to lose, you know, not just wanting to win for yourself, but win for your country. And if you lose, you know, you feel like you've let the team down, and that's what we've got here with these ones. And Jack Hughes was sort of like echoing that when he was saying, listen, it's not just about me now, this is a new thing where I can tell my kids I went in against the USA and it's something that's going to stick for me. The highlight of my career, actually, but he said it's all about winning. I must win, because if we lose 3-2, I've been a part of that if I lose.
Morales saw a moment of opportunity there as Hughes lost his balance. I think he's trying to carry the whole team on his back a little bit, Hughes, at the moment, as we head into the latter stages of this opening contest of the 5 which count here tonight. There are other fights on the card, but we're bringing you the 5 fights in the Transatlantic Clash number 2. This is matchup number 1, setting the tone for their team if they can, these two.
Lovely work there from Morales, doubling up the jab, left hand through the middle, and then went again. He went phase 2. That was good work. And Morales maybe just doing enough in this round. Hughes, maybe signs of desperation there, just getting a little bit over eager. And this is where he needs to create the space, step back just a little bit, just smothering his work there.
Morales, cool, calm, and composed. There's a little respite for Hughes with the gum shield out. We had a real go about that on TalkSport, didn't we? I've had the letters, the phone calls since.
Absolutely.
That's a story for another night, anyway.
Saturday fight night. What a show that was, by the way. Yeah, brilliant stuff.
It was great to be on it with you. Thank you for the invite. So, from Morales' point of view here, Spencer, it's all in a day's work, really. That's what I love about this kid. He's fought all over Mexico, United States, Colombia, Puerto Rico, Nicaragua, and I'm told that he's already due and expected in the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood a few days from now, with the next one scheduled next Friday night.
Yep, I think he's got 3 fights scheduled, actually. You know, that tells you, you know, just how tough this kid and how confident he is, but he stayed nice and relaxed, nice and composed, and he's had a good 4th round here as well. He's landed some good left hands through the middle. Hughes, you know, throwing the good shots of his own, maybe just guilty of smothering his own work. You see him there, Paul, just leaning on where he just needs to hold his shape, step back a little bit to create that space, you know, and I think they're just smothering it a little bit there. But there's been a nice look about Morales in this round again, and this one's going to come all down to the wire for me. I think that we go 20 seconds in this 4th round, and for me, Morales may have just done the better work in this round, which gives it 2 rounds apiece.
Just not been able to make the jab his best friend tonight, Jack Hughes, in this fight so far, and it's getting a bit late now, isn't it? It's harem-scarum stuff. Maybe the other factor for Hughes, as we hear the bell at the end of the round, is simply that he's gone from fighting in 10-round area title fights to a 5-round sprint.
Well, that's always a problem as well, because you get used to and you get conditioned to that, and when you're doing those 10 rounds, it's all about pacing yourself and setting the standards early in the fight and just gradually growing into it, and, you know, getting, and as the rounds go on, you pick the pace up. So Hughes dropping down to that 5 rounds really is like a sprint, you know, and there's some of the action in there again. And this was the good work from Morales, who was having success, Paul, with that left hand, that backhand through the middle there. Lovely shot there, just seemed to knock Hughes off his balance there. I think he was more off balance than hurt, but it was a good round there from Morales.
The great man is among us tonight. What a great companion, colleague, superstar of the ring, Roy Jones, but he's got his game face on against Spencer Oliver, live here tonight on TalkSport and on Fight Zone. It's all on this closing round in the first of the 5 matches in the Transatlantic Clash Mark II.
Well, what a lovely start here from Morales, who just landed a peach of an uppercut there with a backhand, followed by some good left hands through the middle as well. Hughes, just hands are just starting to come down, maybe a bit of fatigue starting to set in now, but there's a solid look around Morales, who holds that centre of the ring well, and Hughes now just needs to bite down on his gum shield and roll the dice here.
Yeah. They're confident in that Morales corner. There's one or two other fighters from yesteryear who've travelled with the Roy Jones team. And exuding confidence, I must say. Morales boxing with authority. Very well organised performance. It's been a very energetic showing from Hughes, maybe not as well organised.
Yeah, I think you nailed that, Paul. Well organised performance here from Morales, who hasn't got deterred at all. He's stuck to his game plan and he's looked solid the whole way through. I think that Hughes has definitely been having his moments in this one, and it's razor tight, but Morales just looks like he's finishing the stronger of the two here. Can Hughes find something? Can he dig deep and find something in this fifth and final round? It could come down to this last 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Perception's so important as well, though, Spencer, isn't it? We've seen Hughes trying to load up, trying to let a big bomb or two go, and unfortunately for him and Team UK, when he's done that, Morales has not been deterred at all. Basically, he's walked through them.
Yeah, I think they're Hughes. You know, when you show those sort of like little airs of desperation, you make those fundamental mistakes, and at this level, you can't afford to do that with someone that's as composed and as experienced as Morales, who's kept tight, and he looks for those holes and looks for those mistakes, and he'll make you pay. And that's exactly what he's done here as this fight is wore on. Hughes now with the hands have dropped lower, and there's still a solid look around Morales, who's landing the cleanest shots. And you see there's no real thought process about what Hughes is doing as he's coming in, just starting to fall in a little bit now, and Morales picking the shots well.
Hughes needs to find a peach of an uppercut. I don't think I've seen him throw one uppercut in this whole fight, but if he could do that, maybe that might stop Morales in his tracks. I think he does need to show something. Last 30 seconds now of this opening fight at bantamweight, a division Spencer knows so well, of course.
Yep, he gets some tough guys down in the lighter weights, and he definitely gets some tougher guys from over the other side of the pond, from the US, from South America. That's where they're comfortable. A lot of them are smaller guys, and Morales is one of those guys who's competed at a great level. And what a great contest actually we've had here. For me, Morales has done enough in that last round to maybe have just nicked that, but a great contest, and it's going to be down, Paul, I think, to the subjective scoring and what way the judges really fancied this one, what they were really looking for. But for me, I think Morales has done enough. Morales is taking the applause. It's good sporting crowd. It's a real boxing crowd. That's what I'm loving about this place tonight as well. I know there's a bit of glitz and glamour around the glamorous names like Spencer Oliver and Roy Jones Jr., but it's proper boxing people watching this, and they appreciate good craftsmanship, and they've seen it from Morales tonight. Hughes has got to hope that the pressure caught the eye of the people with the scorecards. Yeah, it's a close one, this one. 47 to 48 for me on the scorecards in favour of Morales. I think he's just nicked it by a round, but it's going to be interesting to see which way the judges have gone here. Jay Edson is our master of ceremonies here at Stamford Bridge tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the ring. Dennis Austin, Steve Crump, our promoters, for the Transatlantic Clash that we're having tonight. Big round of applause for these guys. Thank you. They are presenting a limited edition Transatlantic Fight Zone ring that's crafted by Person Farah to these five fighters. Big round of applause for these two guys. Ladies and gentlemen, with a score of 49 to 46, your winner in the blue corner, Josue Morales.
USA strike first here at Stamford Bridge. Josue Morales got it. Jack Hughes looks very disappointed indeed. And our promoter in chief, Dennis Hobson, along with Steve Crump, has mementos for all the fighters involved here. Something to show for all their efforts. But I think you call it absolutely spot on, Mr. Oliver.
Yeah, I absolutely did. I think it was a very close fight, and I think that Jack Hughes had his moments in there, but the experience of Morales just shone through as that fight wore on. Morales has got the experience, he's boxed at that level, and he just worked Hughes out, and it was a good contest, a close contest.